Welcome to another Pour Us video. Today we are going to be doing Bottled and Bond. Now the nice thing about this Bottled and Bond whiskeys that we are doing is that all of these whiskeys are under $30. However, one of the whiskeys at least is a hard to get one because we had to do one of Brian's favorites, of course, the one he talks about in every video.
It's my all-time favorite. It's my daily sipper. I love Early Times Bottled and Bond, but it is becoming a little more readily available.
It goes and flows.
It does. Bottled and Bond for me really, I don't know why, but when I see it on a label, I just think slightly better quality.
Well, Bottled and Bond had a lot of those restrictions that were put back in the days. We're not going to get into all the restrictions. There's plenty of videos out there. We touch base on it. But basically, it's got to be at least 4 years. It's got to be 100 proof.
In a federal bonded warehouse.
Yeah, it's like one season, one person checking in on it. But again, so the ones that we are doing today are these that are all under $30. And I'm sure most of you whiskey drinkers have had these, but we are just going to do our quick little take on it. And we just grabbed a few that we happen to have around here and thought we would give it a try.
Yeah, and not getting into it, but a lot of what the Bottled and Bond it was a guarantee that what you're getting is what you get.
Yeah, it wasn't going to be watered down by the cab ride or the train rides down the way. It wasn't going to be
having embalming fluid and
chew spit and kerosene. Yeah.
Yeah, I really it makes me think of like a couple of 100 years ago. There had to have been some nasty whiskeys out there.
Oh my gosh.
Nasty. But some good ones.
I mean, you probably got one heck of a buzz. It just had nothing to do with alcohol.
Right.
Let's start with the Evan Williams Bottled and Bond.
Yes. You're going to see this on most shelves.
If you ever have the Evan Williams single barrel, that is my Brian's Early Times. Yep, good.
That is good. I like that flavor right off the bat. It's got a little bit of heat, but it's just a smooth flavor that goes right into an easy finish.
I get some sweetness, and it doesn't go into how I typically, like a lot of my heavy wheat thoughts tend to be straw and really over the top. It goes up to there, but it stops before it really hits. Why don't you introduce the next one?
Yep, it's good. Early Times Bottled and Bond. This is a personal favorite of mine. I have this on my bar at all times. This is something I would recommend to somebody that's kind of trying to get into whiskey that doesn't want a harsh finish or the weeded, earthy taste. This is going to be easy to drink.
Nice sweet nose.
Just treat you right every time. For me.
Well, and things that
I think it's because the finish is so smooth.
It's great. So Old Granddad Bottled and Bond. This is again another bourbon. Man, I'm getting that banana nose.
So am I.
Yeah, okay.
That synthetic type of banana. The nose, it doesn't equate to the taste for me. The finish is more smooth.
So the one that I wish we had was Old Overhaul, and that's one that I would have loved to have had on this little tray here. But this is.
Yeah.
I hate to though be on your side as of back to back with these. I'm still leaning towards Early Times.
Duh. Come on.
But we're going to revisit. We're going to do Early Times versus Evan Williams for me.
And actually, Old Granddad does. I have Old Granddad at my house.
Great.
It is a good whiskey.
$23 a bottle.
That's a great cheap whiskey. I love to have a selection of whiskeys that aren't necessarily going to break the bank, but just still have the great flavor that I enjoy sipping day to day.
These are more likely to stamp to a cocktail because they are a little bit hotter. They've got a lot more flavor.
Some more age.
Yep. And then this next one that we're going to do. So this is the only rye we have. Bottled and Bond rye.
Check it out.
I know I normally like this, and this is just kind of a lot, but I think it's because bourbon, and then jump into the rye.
I like rye though.
I do too.
So like for me, that's a great flavor.
And I totally could sip this.
Yeah.
But my mind goes towards what nice cocktail can I make with this more than I'm going to just sit and sip it. But I could sip this.
See, I like it because it gets away from some of the earthy tones and the weeded part of it. Even though these aren't on the higher end of the price, we get rid of the price bias. these have great flavors. And if you look at our other video of like trying different whiskeys that you've never had before that are on the lower end, like I said before, there's no reason you shouldn't pick up a bottle of one of these along with the bottle that you like.
If you've never had, yeah. But I think that we're good at saying like, this is the least favorite.
No, you knock it off.
Oh.
Well, in all honesty, how would you rate them?
Well, that's the thing is, I told you I have to come back and I have to do these side by side. Because I do enjoy both of these. I love this, but I'm going to do a side by side with these two.
You want to do a quick blind? Aaron?
What?
Get in here. So we have the blind taste test. We love to do this. It removes all bias. You don't get to see the color of the whiskey. You don't get to see anything.
Kiddings.
Knock it off. I want you to taste
Okay.
the two blinds, and you let me know which one you think is better and which one is Early Times, which one is Evan Williams.
You don't want me to just... Okay.
It's a no-brainer to me.
This one is better, and it's Early Times. This one is not as good, and this is Evan
God,
Williams.
he's good.
So.
He's good. He's right. It is. And I do like Evan Williams, actually. I like the flavor that comes along with it. And I know taste is subjective. Some of you can think this is swill. I love it.
I don't think anybody thinks this is swill. I will pick on Brian all the time and tell him it's swill. But the thing is this is amazingly great. You can have your special bottles that people go, oh, well, it's nice artwork you have. It's nice, whatever. Or you have the Glencairns of the world. Sorry, Brian. Brian and I call the people who sit there and go, well, you know what? Like, why are you drinking that? Why are you doing that? Brian and I call them Glencairns.
Glencairns.
It's a couples. And don't get me wrong. Drink from a Glencairn. Just don't be a Glencairn.
Don't be a Glencairn. People get a little bit too snooty with, I only do this, I only do that. And I feel like that's lack of experience or lack of blind taste testing, lack of putting that next to something else.
Don't just you buy 10 different bottles. Get a couple buddies. Each bring a bottle, blind taste them, get out the price, try them side by side, and then literally say, damn it, I thought this was the one that I liked. This is good, this is good, this is good. You know what? This one's pretty darn good, but it's also $20, $30 less than this other one that I drank.
Right.
Get it.
Yeah.
And again, just try some new whiskeys. Don't just drink everything that everybody else is drinking every day.
Just be honest with yourself.
Absolutely.
That's the one thing, and blind taste testing does that.
So these are some whiskeys that I'm sure you've all tried, but the price is low. Also, it's a nice little trick with the bottle and bond and everything. And if you guys have some of your own personal tricks and different ideas on how to pick some unknown whiskeys, we'd love to hear them. But what we'd really love is for you to pour us. Enjoy.
Cheers.
Thank you.